Part 3 of the story of sage Chyavana and the Ashwin twins. One day, King Sharyate's wife anxiously said to her husband, "You have given your daughter in marriage to the blind Muni Chyavana. It is now your duty to go and see whether the daughter of yours is living or dead. O Lord, what is my beautiful daughter doing with that husband? Please go to the ashram and inquire after them. I burn in pain and agony when I think of her. She must have become very thin due to the troubles of tapasya and life in the forest. I am anxious to see my daughter. Go and bring her to me." The king consoled his wife, saying he would go and see his daughter and the sage of severe vows and ask about their well-being. King Sharyate then mounted his chariot and quickly went towards the ashram of the Chyavana Muni. On reaching there, he saw someone like a Deva's son. Seeing someone else, the king was bewildered and began to think, "Who is this man? Where is sage Chyavana? Has my daughter done an ugly act that is blamable in society? That Muni was a very calm and old man. My daughter, perhaps being overcome with passion, killed him and has taken, no doubt, another husband. It is indeed difficult to control the god of love, armed with his flowery bow. Fie on him whose daughter in this world is of a vicious character. It is a father's duty to marry his daughter to a suitable bridegroom, but I did not do it, and I am now seeing the consequences of my act. If I kill my daughter, vicious and unchaste, I will incur the sin of killing a woman, and moreover one who is my daughter. On the other hand, the scandal of her act is too much to bear. What am I to do now?" At this time, Sukanya accidentally saw her father drowned in anxious thoughts. Seeing him, Sukanya instantly ran to her father's side and asked the king in sweet and affectionate words, "Father, why do you look so pale? What are you thinking of seeing the Muni sitting in front of you, as a young man with lotus eyes? You ought not to be sad. Come and talk to my husband." After listening to her, the king became impatient with anger and said, "Sukanya, where is the aged blind ascetic Chyavana, and who is this youth intoxicated with love? Vicious soul, have you slain Chyavana and engaged yourself in a sinful act? Have you accepted another husband out of your desire? You are a disgrace to your family." Sukanya stopped him after these harsh words and said, "Father, he is your son-in-law. He is the same Chyavana. There is no doubt about it. The twin gods, the Ashwins, have given him this beautiful lustre and lotus-like eyes. The two Ashwin Kumaras came accidentally to our ashram, and out of mercy, no doubt, they have made Chyavana such a nice young man. O king, I am not a daughter who will do a vicious act as you think, beguiled by this beautiful form. Come and ask him yourself, and he will tell you everything." Hearing his daughter's words, the king went instantly to the sage and bowed down before him and asked him affectionately, "O son of Bhrigu, how have you got your eyes back? Where has your old age gone? Seeing your exquisitely beautiful form, I am doubtful that this is really you. So tell me everything in detail. I'll be glad to hear, no doubt." Chyavana said, "O king, it is true. Please collect yourself and sit down. The two Ashwins, the physicians of gods, came here on their own account and have done me a good turn out of their mercy. By their grace I have gotten my eyesight and a new youth. In turn, I have promised them that I will make them drink the soma in an Agnistoma yajna. Therefore, O king, I request you to help us repay the debt by conducting the yajna. I have told them that King Sharyate will conduct the sacrifice. To keep the promise, please collect all necessary materials needed for the yajna." Chyavana thus consoled the king and requested him to initiate the sacrifice. King Sharyati gladly approved of the proposal laid by Chyavana. He then showed his respects and returned to his city. On a good and auspicious day he built an excellent place to perform the sacrifice. The Muni Chyavana then invited sage Vashishta and other respectable mentors and initiated the king Sharyati to perform the yajna. At the commencement of the sacrifice, Indra and the other devas and the two Ashwin twins were propitiated, and they came to the sacrifice to drink the soma. Seeing the Ashwins, Indra became angry and asked the other devas, "Why have the Ashwins come here? They are physicians and therefore never fit to drink the soma. Who has brought them here to this sacrifice?" The devas remained silent. Chyavana then started offering the soma to all the gods and finally proceeded towards the Ashwins. But Indra stopped him, saying, "The Ashwins are prohibited to drink soma as a sacrificial share, so do not offer the vessel of soma for them." Chyavana then said, "O Lord of Sachi, these are Lord Surya's sons. Why do you think they are rendered unfit to drink soma? I have promised to make them drink the soma to keep my word unto them for giving me my youth and eyesight. Therefore, if you and the other devas will not allow them to drink it, please let me know the reason, because I will have my word fulfilled unto them." Indra said, "The devas have appointed the twin Ashwins as their physicians, but they roam about mingling with mortals, helping them. Therefore they are looked down upon society and are unfit to drink the soma. I implore you not to offer them any." Chyavana said, "O Indra, what you suggest is not reason enough not to offer them the soma. They have only helped gods and mortals alike by being physicians. This is nothing compared to your character, you who have committed heinous crimes with Vritrasura and Ahalya. It is quite inappropriate for a vicious person like you to say that the Ashwins cannot have the right to drink soma." No one came to the aid of Indra after Chyavana confronted him thus, and Chyavana then proceeded towards the Ashwins with the soma cup. Indra became exceedingly angry at this and threatened to sever his head by hurling his Vajrayudha, the thunderbolt, at Chyavana. But the Muni made the Ashwins accept the soma cup, thus highly insulting Indra and not taking any notice of his words. Indra then hurled the thunderbolt at him in the presence of all the devas. The weapon shed lustre like a million suns. Seeing the thunderbolt directed at him, the powerful Chyavana made Indra's thunderbolt stand stock still by virtue of his tapas unto goddess Shakti. By the tapas of Chyavana of unbounded lustre, there sprang from the sacrificial hearth Kritya, a female deity to whom sacrifices are offered for destructive and magical purposes. And out of Kritya came a horrible demon named Mada, who started terrifying all beings. His body was like a huge mountain with sharp teeth and terrible appearance. The demon swallowed Indra's thunderbolt and stood up as if to swallow the whole universe. He then started chasing Indra and the other gods. Seeing this, the devas cried aloud, "Alas, we are slain!" The Lord of the Devas then called upon his Guru Brihaspati to help the Devas from this demon personified as death. Brihaspati, knowing the time was of imminent danger for the gods, came at once to the sacrificial spot. He then judged what to do in the present crisis and told Indra, "O Indra, this cannot be averted even by prayers or your thunderbolt. This powerful Asura Mada has arisen from the sacrificial hearth by the virtue of the tapas of Chyavana Muni. The Muni's power is especially felt here. O Lord of Devas, nobody can stop him. Even Brahma cannot thwart the anger of one who is devoted to the Shakti, the highest force. Chyavana is a devotee of the highest Shakti. This demon has to be taken back by the Shakti Kritya herself. So take refuge with the sage and ask his forgiveness. Hearing these words from his guru, Indra went to Chyavana and bowed down shuddering before him. O Muni, forgive me and stop the Asura from his intention to slay the Devas. I will let you keep your word to the Ashwins. They will from this day, by your grace, have the right to drink the Soma. And King Sharyati's fame will also know no bounds. Upon hearing Indra's piteous request, Chyavana, who knew the highest reality, let go of his anger towards Indra. He then divided Mada into 4 symbolic parts, thus reducing the demon's power. Everyone was then relieved. Chyavana then had the Devas take their respective seats, made Indra and the 2 Ashwins drink from the Soma cups. Thus Chyavana had the Ashwins drink the Soma by virtue of his power of tapas unto the goddess Shakti. The Muni's ashrama was also renowned and honoured in all respects, and King Sharyati too became exceedingly happy at the completion of the sacrifice. He then returned with his family and ministers to his capital city. He ruled his kingdom free from all obstacles or enemies.